Hi, thanks for joining. I'm Tom Hedgeman, and this is A Compass for the Ways Word of the Day live broadcast. Live broadcast. I am the church. I am the church, and my life is my ministry.
Hi, I want to talk about the windows of heaven. And what got me into just thinking about the windows of heaven was there was this one doubter that windows in heaven actually existed. And you can find it in Second Kings chapter 7, verse 2. This is when the land of Israel, the children of Israel were in a deep famine. And Elijah, the prophet, prophesied that a fine flour will be sold at a shekel. Basically, things will be sold at rock bottom prices. And this is what the doubter, who was the king's counselor in affairs, who the king leaned on to for understanding of things, this is what the doubter said. He said, "Behold, if the Lord would make windows in heaven, might this thing be?" And it just got me into thinking about windows of heaven. And in Genesis, at the very beginning of the Bible, the first book of the Bible, in Genesis 7:11, we see that the windows of heaven were open during Noah's time, and the rains poured out and flooded the earth. And when the windows of heaven were shut up, the rain stopped. We also know in Malachi, I believe it's chapter 3, verse 10, where he says, where the Lord says, "Prove me in this. See if I won't open up the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing that you do not have room enough to receive it." Here's what I received, and here's what I understand about the windows of heaven. When the windows of heaven are opened up in your life, or when the windows of heaven are opened up over the land, it will be more than enough for you to handle. You see, in Second Kings chapter 7, the children of Israel were suffering from a deep famine. And at this time, there were four leprous men. They were also at war with I believe, the Sumerians at the time. And there were four leprous men outside the camp. And they decided to go into the Sumerian camp. They say, if we die, we die, or we go in and we live and we be fed. And when they got into Sumerian camp, the Sumerians had left all their possessions. God had put a fear over them that they thought that they were under attack, that they immediately packed everything and left all their possessions there. And the four leprous men, they would take stuff, go and hide it, and then go back and take more until one of them decided, hey, uh, uh, before something bad happens to us in the morning, let us know, let us tell the king of Israel what's going on. When the windows of heaven open, it will be more than enough for you to give. It'll be more than enough for you, one person or community, to handle. And when the king of Israel found out, and when they searched the camp and saw that what the leprous men were saying was true, that's when they sold things at rock bottom prices. And the doubter was at the gates when it was time for all these hungry families to come in and get the fine flour for a shekel and get these things. They trampled over him and he died. Listen, there are windows of heaven. And when the Lord opens up the windows of heaven over your life, be prepared to give. Be prepared to share. I pray right now that the windows of heaven will be opened up over your life. I pray that the windows of heaven will be opened up over some countries that are suffering in poverty right now, and have famine over their land right now. I pray that the windows of heaven will be open for a blessing. And when it does, that we give one to another. No need to take more than enough and hide like tissue, like toilet tissue and things like that. No need for that, but that we share and we don't hoard anything. Thank you guys for joining. Always know that I love you. God bless.